Yeah. Only like our preferred guests get invited back again. Today on the catch up, we're gonna talk about. Do you see there was this Chinese guy who lambasted an Indian guy for like dating a Chinese girl or something?
Then he wore a Singapore shirt or something, right?
I think that was purely coincidental, which was in a funny coincidence lah. But what the
Yeah, I'm not like you. I'm not saying you, okay? I'm saying Indian race. I've got nothing against you personally, but I think it's a racist that the Indian prey on Chinese girl.
He even went as far as to say that the Indian man's parents should be proud of him, but the Chinese girl is a disgrace.
What?
And he used words, okay, honestly, I was very triggered. He used words like Indian men preying on Chinese girls. Preying,
Wow.
it makes us Chinese people very angry. Firstly, right, not all Chinese people are like that. So I find that very rude to say that. Like, it makes all Chinese people very angry. Yeah, and then secondly, preying is a very strong word. It's like a predator and they're just a couple in love like any other
correct.
couple.
It's just a relationship. What? Is there's no victim?
Precisely. So from someone who comes from an interracial marriage, like my parents are not of the same race, I find this very, very, very... I was very triggered. I was like, what? And then the best part, like what I thought was the icing on the cake is he said that having an interracial relationship is being racist.
Yeah, if you're proud of your own race, you marry somebody Indian.
I think this guy is ridiculous lah. I mean, we are in a multiracial society, right? And 什么时代了, like the first interracial marriage went back so far back in Singapore, I hope.
I mean, okay, I know that when my parents, my mom is Eurasian and my dad is Chinese, but my mom looks a bit more Chinese. So maybe that's less offensive to people like this guy, right? Although I'm sure that when they first got together, I should ask her whether they faced any...
Yeah, maybe that generation...
I don't know lah. Yeah, but I would think in this generation, seriously... Okay, in America, I just recently read the book Cast and I was quite disturbed to find that, I think it's the state of Alabama, as recent only as the year 2000, right, did they make interracial marriage legal? What the... Yeah.
Okay,
but that's America.
I think there's really nothing wrong. Love is love, right?
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't matter what race or religion you are. I mean, religion is a bit trickier. I mean, if religion permitting and both sets of families are okay, I mean, why not?
But this is not even the family, so that's the thing. That's the worst thing. It's
it's some complete stranger, okay, what, they scolded them for nothing. It's like, excuse me.
Right, so I think Shanmugam, the minister, has come out to make a statement, but not that he disapproves of this line, that he's worried, but I don't know what will happen to this guy. It's like like what you say, love is love. I mean, okay, so speaking of love is love also, which is a statement that a lot of LGBT activists use. Cheryl, you yourself are in a relationship.
Same-sex relationship.
Yeah, same-sex relationship, right? So have you faced any of this sort of discrimination for being in a same-sex relationship?
Nothing outright or as forthcoming as this guy, but I've noticed like people throw looks.
They do?
Yeah, at Grace and I we got like sometimes there was one he walked past the church, then people were coming out.
Then you're holding hands lah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't notice there was a church, so it's not that I was being disrespectful or anything. It was just like walking, and people come out and they're like,
huh, really?
Yeah, then they'll give the kind of like,
should we ask which church?
Like, no lah. Yeah, but and not just that. It's not just that particular time also. Like just in general when we walk also that, I notice more. I think Grace is quite immune to it already lah. Because I'm very new to this, right? So this is my first non-heterosexual relationship, so I tend to be a bit more sensitive to these things.
So do you ever react? Like, do you say like what you're looking at?
It hasn't gotten to a point where it's intrusive lah. It's more of like they just walk past and they just look at you and that's all.
Okay.
If someone ever comes up and says something or what, I would probably say something back.
How would you react? If okay, let's say okay, so we have this guy, he criticized the Indian guy for going out with the Chinese girl, right? So someone came up to you and said, you are a disgrace for dating another girl. What would you say?
Wow.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, I think first I wouldn't engage with him at his level lah.
Yeah.
Okay, because if not, it will end up in some fight or some warring match or something. I think I'll take out my phone and video him first lah.
Same as this guy. So basically, this guy quite smart. He got his girlfriend to video the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like, and then I would try to calmly have a conversation like, what bothers you about it? How does this affect your life?
Yeah.
I always tell people the 3 questions to live by is, does it cause you to lose health? Does it cause you to lose money? Does it cause you to lose sleep? If all 3 no, then why you bother?
Yeah. That's very good logic. It simplifies life a lot.
Correct. So every time something bothers you, these 3 questions, that's it.
So how are your thoughts then? I mean, that's on a like personal level, right? But then on a legal level, okay, I mean that is if someone really came up to you and said you're a disgrace. But on a legal level, like, because Grace, congrats, recently proposed to Cheryl. Ta-da-da! Any thoughts on, I mean, you guys can't legally get married in Singapore?
No.
How are you planning to do it?
We have to do it overseas. I mean, for now, we are stuck here because we cannot travel.
Yeah.
But when we can, we have to register overseas. So that means in the eyes of Singapore law, we are not married.
Okay.
But in that
Yeah.
country, whichever country we go to, whether it's Taiwan,
Yeah.
Australia, then we will be a marriage will be recognized there. I feel it's not super important for me. That's why like there's no rush. Like
Yeah.
oh my god, faster borders open,
Yeah.
faster we need to go back. You know, it's not lah. But it's just more of formality. But then we do intend to have a wedding party of sorts. Like doesn't matter. It can be before. Doesn't have to be after the registration.
It's just an excuse to have a party lah. Am I invited?
Of course, you're on the list. Then
So you guys want to do like basically like a party here lah.
like a wedding banquet each.
Just without the legal part of it lah.
Correct. So
Yeah,
it will
okay.
just be a celebration.
Yeah.
More of like celebrating us and having close friends, family. I mean, don't know whether my parents will go, but
Actually, yeah, that's the other thing. I don't know if that's for the catch up, but we don't let's just go there.
I mean, no lah. They are not. I don't think they're ever going to accept.
Okay.
I don't expect them to accept because really, it's not easy lah. If you
Yeah.
grew up your whole life being told that homosexuality is wrong
Yeah.
and it's shameful and everything, it's really very hard. So I don't expect them to like turn around one day and like, okay, yes, and embrace it. But I just hope they can learn to live with it, lor.
Do you tell them or do you just let them find out on social media?
No lah, I told them. She already suspected it because Grace and I were very close. Then she even said it really early on, like, Jay, I'm very worried, like, you and Grace very close. Why she like you? Why you like her? Then I still say so loudly. I still say it really loudly, like, won't lah, I like Kukuba lah, Grace like Kukuba lah. You might have to censor that, but basically, I did this whole loud declaration, nah lah, won't lah, and then, oh shit.
Oh, oh wow. So when it happened, you told them lah. And then how did she react?
Very badly lah, very
Oh,
badly.
really,
When I
ah?
first told them, she beat me to it. When I said I something to tell you, she already said you and me together, right? Then, oh no, then you're engaged, right? Then, oh no. So she already knew. Both her and my dad just ignored me, left me cry by myself. Give me the
really,
cold
ah?
shoulder. Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear
Then,
that,
no,
Shah.
it's okay.
Really,
Then I'm
really.
really, really close to them. So it was very,
Yeah.
very difficult for me. I was sitting there like, I was all ready to sit down and have a conversation
Yeah,
to tell
yeah.
you like, you see, I didn't wake up one day going, hey, I love girls. No,
Yeah.
I didn't. I just really spent a lot of time with her and
You
developed
love the
feelings for her as a
person.
person. Like you ask me today, like when I look at girls, I'm like, am I attracted? Very attracted. No, I'm still attracted to boys.
It's the person lah.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's really feelings are gender neutral.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what happened. It wasn't one day I decided to like go chasing skirts, you know.
Yeah.
So now they're talking to me, but they refuse to mention Grace. They are like pretending she doesn't exist.
Actually, quite a few of my friends' parents react like this.
It's normal lah.
Yeah, they
It's normal
just
lah.
pretend that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, so you cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot blame them lah. It's really not easy to change their minds on this. But the other thing that surprised me, so we started planning for wedding. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not going to get married like tomorrow or end of this year.
But
lah.
you wanna? I mean, obviously now in COVID times a bit harder also. to
Yeah,
have
so just look around, no search
For
for venues.
venues,
Because
yeah.
you know, venues you always must look very early,
Yeah.
right? So Grace actually gave me some kind of heads up. She's like, darling, I tell you first, there are some venues that might turn us away. Then I'm like, huh? Sure not.
I'm
She's
actually
like,
quite.
yeah. Then she said, yes. So I was like, oh, okay lor. And then, oh no, when I received my first rejection, second rejection, third rejection, I was like, oh no,
I'm quite surprised.
it's very shocking. And then the thing is, these are actually big household names in hospitality.
To me, I thought like I'm just making a booking for a wedding, whether it's heterosexual or same sex.
Yeah,
like,
so when I sent my inquiry, because Grace gave me the heads up, so I said, oh, okay, then let me put it in my initial inquiry as well. Because I don't want to go down, do a recce.
Oh, okay.
get
You're very
the rates.
practical lah, yeah.
Correct. Then I have to, no,
Like,
then
don't
you
waste
waste
my
time
time lah,
going
yeah.
down, then they give you the package, and then you're like, oh, actually, it's supposed to be a what? Then they backtrack on you. So I actually asked, by the way, like at the end, like this is a non-heterosexual celebration.
Yep.
That's how the common answers come back, like, sorry, we cannot accommodate your request. Sorry, this is not something that we can do. So like, no, they are very polite about it.
Yeah,
lah.
yeah, of
I
course.
mean,
But
lah.
I'm honestly, I'm quite shocked because to me, I thought number one is business. Number two, like it's just a party. Like if I throw a party to celebrate my wedding, it doesn't matter who I'm marrying, right?
But I think for them, maybe because they don't want to be seen as they are endorsing some kind of cause or you know.
I mean, how is it a cause? It's just. Oh yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean, right? Like they want to be seen like they're supporting. They can just say, "Oh, Babodo, I'm just giving
Yeah,
venue,
yeah.
taking money." But I think other people might say, "Hey,
Yeah.
wow, they support Rainbow One and all. We don't go." So maybe they're afraid of that. I don't know.
So do you think this is like because of the way the Singapore law is that perhaps venues are more cautious?
Yeah. As long as same-sex marriages are not legal here, so that's the thing. It will cause people to feel like it is wrong.
Yeah. So I think a lot of times times when we talk about same-sex marriages, right? Like, people who don't get it, they're like, oh, it doesn't matter what, it's just a piece of paper, which is why I asked you, so I wanted to understand. But I think that what we fail to realize is that, yes, it's just a piece of paper, it's just a law. You can always go to another country and get it done, but as long as it's considered illegal in Singapore, it's very difficult because it will always be seen as wrong.
There'll be other things, yeah. And then the thing is, if I want to start a family, we do intend to have kids. So that's another thing, like the IVF I cannot do here because they will not give single mothers or unmarried women. Then there's no like sperm donors. If this is what I hear, like I haven't done my thorough research yet. And then if I finally do like say have a successful IVF overseas and I have a kid, whatever, I will still be recognized as a single mother. And then that means my child will only have one parent, which is me.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I think it's not so simple. It's not so simple. So that's the other
part of it,
yeah. Like the wedding is just one. You know?
Oh my gosh.
This is then like registering the marriage is another one, and then after that there's the whole starting a family thing. So it's not so simple. I wish it was simpler, but I mean, we're in Singapore and
hopefully we're getting there. Well, drop us a line below to let us know your thoughts on interracial marriages, same-sex marriages, you know, what you think the law could be doing more of. And congrats though, I mean, whatever. Point is love, and I'm so glad for Grace and you.
Yay,
we'll catch you soon on the catch-up.
Bye.